What is up, guys? John from Whitley Auto Works here. Welcome to another day. A lot of people have been asking me for more spray outs with the Phalanx electric spray gun, and I thought we'd cover it some more today, guys. Also, I want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers. He's actually taken one of my spray outs, one of the real popular ones that I've done recently, the root beer with the Ken Gold and eye candy. He's taking it full scale on his Honda Del Sol. So I want to show you some quick little pictures that he sent me and everything else. It's really, really cool, guys. A shout out to him, and it's cool to see my subscribers and other people in the community actually take some of my spray outs and go full scale on them. That's kind of the whole point of this whole situation where I'm doing all these massive spray outs with different color combinations, and sometimes they work out great, sometimes they don't. You know, that's kind of the whole thing, just creating new color combinations and yeah, trying them out together. But today I got the Phalanx spray gun here, and I want to kind of go over it a little more in depth. I got a fender prepped up behind me, and I got some paper. We're going to go over why I think this is one of the best ones on the market. Some other subscribers or some other YouTubers will tell you that, you know, there's another one that's been viral and everything else, and it's the greatest one, and it might be pretty good, but I got some things on this one that I've seen and noticed different from the High Chica one that's been going around that I really want to point out to you guys and tell you why I think this might actually be the better option. So let's get into it. So for starters, guys, one thing I'm never going to do with any of these products is just push them out on you guys if I don't think they're actually good products. Two, I'm not going to review just one spray gun and say it's the best. That's why I went and grabbed that crappy $10 one that I got sitting over there, because, you know, I want to have a good comparison when I do this stuff. So let me just show you a couple things about this Phalanx. I think it's Phalanx gun. I'm not 100% on the pronunciation of everything, but okay. One thing I've noticed about this gun, well, actually a couple things that the High Chica doesn't have is, for one, it doesn't have a built-in filter. Let me take this off right here, guys, and if you notice that, look at the paint buildup in there. So these motors are going to actually suck up some of the paint, and over time, if you don't have little filters built in like that, it will clog it up, and you know, well, you know what happens when you get paint buildup in a motor. It is toast. And another thing is, the High Chica has all the same adjustments. It's even a two-piece design just like this one. But what it doesn't have, well, it has a flow adjustment, which is this right here. But all it is a trigger adjustment. But what it doesn't have is it doesn't have this voltage adjustment, guys, right here. See where it says power regulator? You can actually adjust the voltage of it and bring it down if you're spraying thicker or thinner material. So you can adjust it all the way down. See how the motor's a lot weaker, and then you turn it all the way back up, and you got full power. So that's something that's really cool about the Phalanx gun, Phalanx. And now I'm going to show you why that's good on this piece of paper over here. Alright guys, so first things first. The two biggest things with these electric spray guns, particularly the HVLP models that we've seen, is one, you've got an extremely wide fan pattern no matter what. The other thing is they will dump the paint like crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the power all the way up to simulate the thinnest paint possible and maximum dispersion, and I'm going to dial the trigger all the way back, and let's see how fine of a spray pattern we can get, because that's going to be kind of number one with this, as far as being able to have all the adjustments you need properly to do a actual, like, more professional looking paint job, or just do a better paint job in general than just painting a fence or something like that, if you're trying to go for more like automotive quality. So let's see what we got with everything pretty much dialed all the way back. So that right there is with everything dialed all the way back. Now here's why I like the power adjustment. Like I said, that's the trigger dialed all the way back. Now watch as I adjust the power. I'm going to turn it halfway. See how much thicker that is? So you can really kind of dial this in. This is a very fine pattern in comparison to that right there. So what that helps with is if you're trying to do a tack coat or something like that, and it just gives you a wide range of adjustment instead of just completely throwing the paint. Now I'm going to turn the power all the way down and let you see what that is. See how it's spitting? See how thick that is right there? That's not what you want, and that's what most of these guns that don't have the adjustment settings could possibly do. So let's go back up to the really fine pattern. So the whole trick to this whole situation is set it up to where you get the most air pressure for the amount of paint, because it's going to throw the paint, and if you can get more air pressure to match that paint, then it'll atomize correctly and you'll get a better, finer pattern for your paint job. So let's move over to the test fender. Now, before we move to the test fender, it wouldn't be much fun to just shoot gloss black, and you guys have been wanting to see, can you mix pearls and other additives in it? Heck, we might even do a candy paint job eventually with one of these electric spray guns and attempt it. So what I got here today is Eye Candy Juggin Silver, guys. We're going to add that into this gloss black mix. I'm going to bring you guys in close, and let's create a really cool paint effect, you know, some metallic paint using Eye Candy. Alright guys, so it wouldn't be fun if we didn't customize it. So this is Juggin Silver right here today. I've got my Rustoleum mix already set right here. It is 60% paint, 40% acetone, closer to a 2-to-1 mix, but not exact. But if you're trying to mix this at home, you can do that, or if you want to, you could just go for a 50-50 mix. As far as the silver goes, we're probably going to have to do like 4 healthy tablespoons of it, or teaspoons of it, sorry, to get a good effect in the mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and put couple of them in. That's 2, and let's do one more. I don't want to go too crazy, but I want a good metallic effect, because if not, then what would this even be for, right? So, alright, let's set that down. Let's mix this up real quick, and let's see if we can't create a really cool metallic finish paint using Rustoleum of all things. Alright, so, you know, it ain't gotta be too crazy. Oh yeah, I'm getting some sparkles. You see the sparkles? So I'm gonna mix this up real good, and I'm going to throw it back in our little hopper, and we'll see if this Phalanx gun can do a metallic paint job. Alright guys, so I got my custom Juggin Eye Candy Silver in this Phalanx gun right now, and what I've done is I've dialed everything all the way back, guys. I got the power turned all the way up, and I've got my trigger all the way back the way I can get like a mist coat, like a tack coat, and that's something you're not used to being able to get with one like this. With any kind of electric spray gun, because like I said, it always dumps the paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate different conditions today as we're spraying it. That way you guys can see the full range of this gun. And yeah, we're going to do an Eye Candy Pearl Rustoleum paint job on this fender using the Phalanx gun. So I'm going to put my mask on. Let's do the tack coat. Alright guys, so see how fine I was able to lay that out? I know a lot of you guys are asking, what about doing drop coats and stuff like that with these electric spray guns? Well, if you can get the pattern fine enough like this, you can actually do it. And this Phalanx is actually pretty cool, guys. It's allowed me to dial it in. So basically, if you're doing these paint jobs with clear coat or whatever else, you can just basically do light coats like that till you get your full build, get the layout, and then move on to clear coat. So, alright, the next coat will get a little bit heavier, and we'll see what we get. Alright guys, so we did our first coat really thin. It's nice to see that an electric spray gun has the ability to do that, because normally these things just dump the paint and there's no adjustment, and with the regulator adjustment on top and my trigger adjustment down at the bottom, you know, I can get pretty much as fine of a result as I want to, which is really cool. So I'm going to put my mask on. What I've done is I dialed the trigger in a little bit more just to give myself a little bit more paint, and let's see if we can do a little bit thicker second coat and see what we get. It's about 90 degrees out here today, guys, and about 85% humidity. So if you see me sweating, that's why. So I'm doing these results outside in real conditions. I got my door open to my shop, and yeah, we're going to keep moving along. We'll put my mask on. Let's get it spraying. Alright guys, so coming at you for a second coat, this is what I've got. It's not too bad. You see how much it's atomizing everything, and it's actually laying out pretty good. And like I said, I got the power dialed all the way up on this thing, and we're getting it to lay out. Now be mindful, I am doing this in very hot, humid conditions today. So, you know, results are going to vary, but I just want to show you guys that you do have the adjustment ability with this gun opposed to some of the other guns. So, alright, I'm going to give it a little bit more trigger and we'll do a third and final coat. Alright guys, the third and final coat, I got the trigger dialed about 2/3 of the way in. I've got the max power all the way up, and yeah, we're going to see if we can't wet this thing out and take it outside and see what our results are. I'm going to put my mask on. Let's get spraying. Alright guys, so if you're curious the conditions I was working under today, there's the fender. I've had my door open the whole time, and this is the thermostat I got in here. It's about 93 and about 60% humidity, so that's what I've been painting under today, just in case you're wondering. Alright guys, that's the episode for today. It's a little hot out here, so I'm going to try and get through all this pretty quickly. The Phalanx paint gun. I think it is a great paint gun as far as the electric paint guns go. I think it's got some of the other paint guns out there that have gone viral beat in certain instances, like the power adjustment setting up top that some of the other guns don't have, the filters to protect the motor and everything else, and just the overall design and adjustments. I really like this gun. As you saw, I'm not seeing anybody else really go in depth with the High Chica and some of the other ones as far as just how much you can dial the paint back, because that's always the biggest worry, especially with these having the HVLP capabilities with such a wide fan pattern. You want to be able to dial the paint back to accommodate everything and get the best atomization out of the product. So if you're interested, guys, I'll have links in the description for that. It's a great pickup for a do-it-yourself painter. Can they improve on the design? Yes, and I hope moving forward we get bigger and better products, especially in this market, because there's not a lot out there for everybody that's, you know, trying to do it-yourself paint jobs out in a shop like this or just outside in general and don't want to spend the money on compressors, paint guns, filtration systems, all that type of stuff. Jungan Silver, Eye Candy Pearl, guys. If you like this little gunmetal color I created today, I did about 3 teaspoons and about 24 ounces of mixed paint, 60-40 on the paint mix, 60% Rustoleum paint, 40% acetone, and a splash of hardener will get you by and have the results hard in about 24 hours. And yeah, but guys, it was a great spray out for today. I did get a little bit of trash in it and a little bit of you know, humidity in it just because of painting outside and everything else, but that's to be expected. Just, you know, in this type of environment. You can always go back and cut and buff it. You can always go back and clear it. Whether you're using Rustoleum or automotive, you can create the same exact color using the same exact gloss black paint or whatever else, and then adding the pearl into it. So as always, rate this spray out. Let me know what you thought of it. 1 through 5, 1 through 10. If you want to pick up the eye candy pigments, I'll have links in the description to it. Enter my code WAWSHOP at checkout. You'll get a discount. It goes to help the channel. Also, Phalanx gun. Links will be in the description. Also, if you want to paint with anything else you see me use on the channel, guys, always my links are in the description. As seen on YouTube, you click that, it takes you to my Amazon store. You can pick up everything I use on the channel for the same price I get it. Cost you guys nothing extra, like I said, and you get the benefits of Amazon Prime and everything else they have to offer. If you made it this far in the video today, you like what I'm doing with these crazy spray outs, product reviews, the paint jobs, everything else, and you haven't already, take a second, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell notification so you don't miss an episode, drop me a quick like and comment, let me know what you thought of this color, let me know what you thought of this paint gun, and just the channel in general, guys. So I appreciate you for watching me today. I'm John from WHITLEY Auto Works. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you guys on the next one.